Namaskar. Today's episode is going to elucidate you on why there are more number of coronavirus positive cases in the country of Italy and Spain in comparison to the China's own places, that is Beijing and Shanghai. This episode also elucidates you on why the cases in the United States of America are increasing exponentially, whereas the coronavirus positive cases in the city of Wuhan, which is the birthplace of coronavirus, literally came to standstill. This episode also elucidates you on, is the China back on economy? Is China back on working on economy? Well, to answer this, if you observe in my January's episode on coronavirus outbreak, January's episode 2 months back, I said very clearly how coronavirus is going to impact the Indian states, and different very clear clauses have said how many cases are going to come, everything in my January episode itself. Whereas in that episode, I also said that we can't trust the Chinese media because it stands literally in last but one position as far as the World Press Freedom Index is concerned. So I can't comment on these questions with the help of the Chinese media. Hence, I am connecting you to Dr. John MBBS from China. He's the right person to answer our questions. Well, Dr. John, my first question to you is, why there are more number of coronavirus positive cases in the country of Italy and Spain in comparison to slim to none, almost zero cases in the city of Beijing and Shanghai, because Beijing and Shanghai are China's own spaces, own cities.
Good evening, Professor Rajesh. This question has two parts. The first part, why there is increasing number of coronavirus cases in Italy and Spain, and the second part, why there is slim to none cases in cities of Beijing and Shanghai. So with the first question, why Italy and Spain has the highest cases, the reason is these two countries have the highest number of geriatric populations in Europe. Geriatric implies people ages 65 and above. Now this virus, this is known to cause high mortality rate among the geriatric populations. With Italy, the northern part of Italy, which is known to be the richest regions in Italy, this place had a lot of multinational fashion companies such as Armani and Gucci established over there, and they had outsourced all of their production to the factories located in mainland China, and they even had direct flights to the epicenter of this virus, that is the city of Wuhan, and there were around close to 100,000 Chinese people working in the northern part. So this could be one of the reasons contributing to the high number of mortality and the highest number of cases in the world right now. With the second part of this question, why there is slim to none cases in Beijing and Shanghai. This Beijing and Shanghai, these two are the two largest cities in the mainland China, and it is a home to around the largest number of migrants among the cities in China, such as Shanghai has around 40% of migrants coming from different parts of China, and Beijing has close to around 35.5% of immigrants from different parts of the country working there in search of the greener pastures. So when this epidemic broke out in mainland China, it was a spring festival season that was approaching, and when when this virus was detected, the people were already getting ready to get back to their homes for the celebration of their spring festival, and by the time this virus by the time this virus was already known to the world, the different parts of the cities in China, they had started to take already precautionary measures, such as Beijing and Shanghai. They even had quarantined anybody who had been to the city of Wuhan. And because of this early precautionary measures, these cities had slim to none cases, while most of the cases are located in the epicenter, that is the Wuhan itself.
Well, if I give a cut to the Dr. John's explanation, there is a direct flight from the city of Wuhan to the northern part of Italy. And they got almost 1 lakh people, Chinese, working in the northern part of Italy. That's the reason the cases are high. And also, the Italy and Spain has got the highest number of 65 plus category people, 65 years plus category people in the world, both Italy and Spain. That's the reason the infection rate is also high for them. That's why we've got more number of cases in the Italy and Spain in comparison with the other places. Point to be noted, a direct flight from Wuhan to the northern part of Italy. And Beijing and Shanghai numbers also, if you observe, his explanation is very lucid. He said there is a particular season which is called as a spring festive season. Spring festival, almost 25 days you're going to have a break. 25 days in Beijing and Shanghai is full of immigrants, in the sense the people of China from other parts of China, they come there to work, and at the time of this important festival, all of them go to their places. So this place is literally like a deserted whenever, as far as the spring season is concerned, spring festival is concerned, that is usually in January. That's the reason there are literally less number of cases in the Beijing and Shanghai when compared to the other parts. Well, thank you, Dr. John. The next question to you is, we have got more number of coronavirus positive cases increasing exponentially in the United States of America, whereas almost next to nil cases, literally 0 cases in Wuhan. Wuhan is a birthplace of coronavirus. Can you please enlighten that, how it is possible?
The reason why USA has seen increasing number of cases could be because this virus is known to be very much contagious, and the second could be because they took these precautionary measures quite late. They should have screened every people entering USA the day when this virus had already spread to countries outside of China. So if they would have done those measures already before, then perhaps this virus could have been under control. And why there is slim or to none cases in the city of Wuhan is because they have taken all the precautionary measures for quite a long time now. And it's, I think, since January they have already enforced lockdown in Wuhan, which could be one of the main reasons why this virus has been kept under control. And another reason could be perhaps the actual number of cases and the number of deaths might not have been uh, reported, because we are all aware of the fact that China is known to suppress the media.
Well, Dr. John's forthright answer is we can't trust the Chinese media, which means the numbers could be more. The coronavirus positive cases in the city of Wuhan would be more, possibly more, but they're compressing the numbers to focus on the economy. Well, Dr. John, my last question to you is, the lift on lockdown of Wuhan, because that's a place where the coronavirus outbreak began. So there is a lift on that. Now the people are open to walk on streets, and there are a few malls open there. Is it a sign like they're really back on the economy? They're absolutely working on the economy? We want to hear from you, because the ground reality is what is very important.
Well, I am not aware of the fact if the Chinese government is working to lift up the economy or not. at this moment, but I am aware the lockdown is still enforced, and all the schools, colleges, and most of the companies are not functioning because the lockdown is still there, and only the healthcare professionals, the law enforcing agencies, and the fire brigade are working, and the remaining professionals are still at their homes, and some of the malls are open during this lockdown period, but there is a social distancing policy is still maintained for anyone entering the malls, and there is a security guard who checks the body temperature of anybody trying to enter the malls.
So even though the malls and a few places are open, there are no people over there. There are no people with the social distancing norms. People are not at all interested to walk on streets and to go to the malls and have some fun, because they are really scared, because they are aware of the fact that there is still the virus, but they're compressing the actual numbers. Thank you, Dr. John, for being part of the show. And I'll be seeing you with the next episode soon. Nandri Vanakkam.